Happy Spring Paladins! Welcome back to another episode of Nightly News. I'm Jackie Faustin. Let's get to it. Next coming Tuesday, students have the day off from classes in order to tune in to Furman Engaged. The 13th Furman Engaged will be virtual this year. Our reporter Mike DeRosa looked into the changes we will see.
With Furman Engaged being online for the first time, I interviewed with one of the leaders of the committee, Dr. Pontari, to find out how different this year will be.
And previous to this year, it's been an in-person event where we've had, several sessions throughout the day where students are doing oral presentations or musical performances or theater performances or showing their senior art studio. We'd have a poster session at the end of the day. This year, knowing that we probably could not do in person, we tried to model it as close as we could to the real day. With knowing that we weren't going to be able to pull off what we normally pull off. What's interesting though is we still have 650 students that are presenting, so it's close to the size, which is a real credit to our students and our faculty. And we'll mimic the in-person to some extent by having live sessions, by having synchronous sessions.
In order to let students know when they can tune in, Dr. Pontari explained the schedule for the day.
So welcome at 8:45, and that's President Davis and Provost Peterson and myself. 8:45 to 9. Then the first session is at 9 to 10:15. And then the second session is 10:45 to noon. Then you have lunch. Then the session after lunch starts at 1:30 to 2:45. And then again at 3:15 to 4:30. Today where, keep in mind, classes are suspended, right? So nobody should be in class. Hopefully the students will kind of tune in.
The last thing Dr. Pontari was adamant about was the fact that even though Furman Engaged will be different, there will still be opportunities for the students to get involved.
We've got two main things that are different this year. One is we're trying to get the classes excited and having a clash of the classes where seniors and freshmen are a team and sophomores and juniors, and whoever has the most attendance gets a milkshake truck at the end of the term. We're also offering, even though all the sessions are virtual, we have a lot of posters, and we always have a lot of posters. We have research posters, class project posters, and then we have internship posters usually in our gallery walk. So even though we won't have people standing there live with their posters, we're gonna post a lot of the actual paper posters all throughout campus. So all the academic buildings, the library, and Trone, and they're gonna be numbered, and some of them are gonna have a special sticker on them. So kind of like a scavenger hunt. And if you can find all of the specially stickered posters, your name will be submitted to a drawing.
So the winner of the drawing will receive a pair of these Nike Pegasus shoes. It's very easy to access Furman Engaged this year. Just sit down, relax, and log on. Luke Harvin, one of our seniors, created a documentary called Races, Recognition, and Reconciliation. I interviewed him to find out more about the anticipated documentary.
So I'm talking about how Furman is going with race, so talking about diversity and inclusion on Furman's campus, and how our university is handling it. And so it's interviewing different minority faculty members and students and just talking about their experiences on campus.
Thanks, Mike. It's amazing how talented some of our students are. I'll be sure to tune in next Tuesday. Here are this week's COVID numbers. 20% of our students were tested, 307 in total. The testing resulted in 3 positives reported by the Earl Student Health Center, leaving us with a 0.98% positivity rate. We are now in the purple phase. Make sure to check out the Furman Focus guidelines for the new regulations regarding the purple phase. In other worldly news, a volcano in Iceland has been erupting for 12 days now. This eruption is happening just miles from Reykjavik, and it is the first eruption in this area in 800 years. Thousands of people have shown up to see the lava flows themselves, and they may not stop anytime soon. Chair of the Earth, Environmental and Sustainability Sciences Department, Dr. Suresh Muthukrishnan, explains the science behind the eruption.
We have a theory in earth science called theory of plate tectonics that basically tells us that the Earth's crust is put together in lots of pieces of puzzles, kind of jigsaw puzzles fit together. And when you are talking about mid-ocean ridge, these are places where the two plates are moving away from each other. And when they're moving away, this volcanic eruption happens in the middle, and it's constantly creating new seafloor.
I'm good watching this volcanic eruption from a distance. With LDOC less than a month away, many seniors are in full swing planning for graduation. I spoke with Tony McGirt, one of the members of the commencement committee, about what Furman is doing to make sure graduation is done right. One way they're doing that is by hoping to host a post-graduation celebration at the soccer stadium for seniors and their families. This event has passed the preliminary approval, but is contingent on final approval by the administration.
We're actually moving the stage to it's going to be basically in front of the Jumbotron. And then the graduates and the stage will be in the end zone. A stage will be in the end zone, and then the graduates will be placed 6 feet apart all down the field, and the faculty will be behind those.
And seniors, remember to register for graduation by Friday, April 9th. There are lots of CLPs coming up this week. On Tuesday, there are two at 6:30. The first one, a conversation with Parker Palmer, is moderated discussion with a well-known author and speaker, Parker Palmer. This event will be centered around the speaker's work and thoughts on the concepts of calling and the journey toward a life of meaning. The second CLP, titled Amplify at Furman, featuring Justin Page, is a talk and Q&A with Justin Page where he will present on the social critiques, both implicit and explicit, found in both classical music and modern-day hip-hop. On Wednesday, there are also two CLPs. The first one is at 12:30, titled Entering the Lion's Den. This CLP will be with two Furman military alumni where they will discuss expectations for young professionals when they get their first job out of college. And lastly, later that evening, there's a CLP at 6:30 titled Race and Ethnicity in Global Comparison. In this CLP, panelists will help place America's conversations on race and ethnicity in a comparison context and also explore what challenges other societies face in dealing with this issue. As we near the end of this semester, be sure to check out some of these CLP opportunities. One organization right here on Furman's campus is celebrating an anniversary. That organization is Fuge. Here's Tatiana Watts with the story.
That's right. Fuge, also known as the Furman University Gospel Ensemble, is celebrating their 45th anniversary.
I believe that Fuge would stand the test of time, especially at Furman. It provides an outlet for students in a way that I think a lot of other organizations can't, especially for minority students. I think it's one of the few groups on campus that really provides a family-type feel within a religious faith, especially for those that are interested for minorities.
When COVID hit last spring, it shook the gospel ensemble to its core, canceling its spring concert and more.
Before COVID, Fuge would meet in person, and we would learn the songs in person. We would rehearse our harmonies with, hearing everybody's part right there. And you could sing your part while hearing those harmonies. So it's easy to really create the song in the moment without having to imagine what it's like. But with Zoom, you can't have more than one person speaking or singing at once. And so it takes a lot of imagination on your part to figure out, okay, so if I'm singing the melody part, then the altos are singing right below me. What does it sound like on this verse versus the chorus? So you really got to take those things into account, and that takes a lot of mental gymnastics that not everybody's eager to perform.
Being a current member and former president of the Gospel Ensemble, I can say that Fuge has overcome many things as a family. When COVID is all over, Fuge's past and present will get together and celebrate in normal Fuge fashion. I am Tatiana Watts for Nightly News.
Thank you, Tatiana. Looking forward to seeing Fuge in the future, and congratulations on this wonderful milestone. In FUSAB news, decorate a pair of white sneakers to be entered in a competition to win your own pair of luxury kicks. The competition begins on April 1st. The link to enter is in FUSAB's Instagram bio. After Easter break, check back with FUSAB on Wednesday, April 7th from 7 to 9 for a chill, relaxed coffee house. Listen to music, grab a latte, and enjoy good vibes. In this week's Did You Know, we wanted to introduce you to social media influencer Eleanor Clifton. As a social media influencer, Eleanor does a lot of different things. She edits content, writes contracts, shoots and styles the content, edits it, and figures out a caption and posts it. She has had to deal with companies like Sexy Hair, Conditions Apply, and an art gallery.
Being a social media influencer is very interesting. I mean, your entire life is completely on the internet, and I try my hardest to keep my family, my friends kind of off it, just because due to their privacy and due to my privacy, I kind of just keeping that fine line.
To find out more about what Eleanor does, follow her on her Instagram at EJClifton. Speaking of FUSAB, last Friday they held an art gallery walk to showcase the results of the mural competition. A dozen pieces of artwork were shown outside of Trone. Bon Appetit catered charcuterie and sparkling lemonade, and students whom attended were able to vote on their favorite piece of art. Congratulations to Sophie Schaffer on winning first place with her mural, Hate is Not an Option. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really interested to see how the Paladins are doing. Here's Kaylee with our sports.
Thanks, Jackie. We've had so many incredible Paladin wins this week in intense games that have come down to the final buzzer. First up, let's take a look at some volleyball highlights in their game against Mercer. The Paladin serves the ball in, and the Lady Bears try to set things up to go for a kill, but it's blocked by Courtney Hoffman for the point. Watch this. Kelsey Watkins nails a Mercer Bear in the face. Watkins serves the ball in, the Bears make a nice counter, but Hoffman shows up for the block to get an easy point. Hoffman hits the ball over. One of the Bears tries to deflect the ball, but fails to do so, and it's a point for the Paladins. Michaela Schultz hits the ball over, and the Bears save it to keep the ball in play, but Andrea Aceveda gets a good touch on the ball, and Katie Murphy gets the kill for the Paladins to get a good point. Sydney Tanner spikes the ball over the net, and a Mercer defender gets a save, but the ball goes so high in the air the Bears lose track of it. Even with some of these impressive highlights, the Lady Paladins still fell to the Bears 1-3. It was another packed week, and the Dins got a lot of wins, starting with men's soccer shutout, beating VMI 6-0, while women's soccer beat Western Carolina 3-1. Men's tennis lost to ETSU 4-3, but beat Chattanooga 6-1. Unfortunately, softball lost to Tennessee 11-4 and 7-2, but women's tennis beat UNCG 6-1 and Davidson 7-0. Lacrosse picked up two solid wins, beating Winthrop 19-5 and Campbell 15-14. Speaking of lacrosse, freshman Avery McIlwain has become a force to reckon with. So far this season, McIlwain is leading the Paladins with 25 draw controls, which has helped them pull out with a win in crucial moments. In their game against Winthrop, she set a new record for the most single-game draw controls, making 12 the new number to beat at Furman and in the SoCon.
It was a really, really cool moment. I was really excited, but I was honestly very shocked because I didn't really know how many draws I'd won at that point in the game. I feel like our team was just doing such an overall, all-around great job everywhere on the field that it was really surprising when he said it, but I was really excited, and it was cool that it was in the home stadium and my parents were there, so it was really awesome.
Avery McIlwain was huge for our team this weekend. She came up big with 12 draw controls against Winthrop and another 5 against Campbell, and that was really big for our team and getting us all those possessions. So stepping up like that as a freshman is great to see as a coach, and really pumped up her teammates this weekend.
The name Darius Kearse has been brought up more times than we can count from various football highlights. But did you know that while he doesn't miss a beat on the field, off the field, he's creating beats? Cole Neely has the story.
Sacks now for the Keydets.
The sticky hand quarterback, Darius Kearse, has been an electric force for the Paladins all spring. So far in his career, he has accumulated over 85 tackles, a forced fumble, and 6 interceptions, with 3 coming from 3 out of the 4 last games the Paladins have played.
This year's been pretty big for me. It's my senior year. I got 3 interceptions in 5 games. It's just a testament to my perseverance here at Furman. The first couple of years I was here, I had surgery. Didn't really play as much as I thought I would. My 3rd year, I had another injury, and so with me coming into my senior year, it's been pretty big for me.
Dwayne Vaughn, the defensive coordinator for the Paladins, is extremely impressed with Darius and his level of play this season.
When I think of Darius Kearse, I think the first thing that comes to mind is just overcoming adversity. Been around here for 4 years, came in the first recruiting class of Coach Hendricks, played right away as a true freshman, helped us, win games. It just seems like every year, just has a nose for the ball. Obviously, kind of culminating in his senior year, off to a really great start this season with 3 picks. And really, probably the most thing I'm proud of him is just seeing him this year develop into a leader and really help those young DBs. We're very young in the back end. He's been kind of that rock for us, been very steady and calming for all the other guys around him.
Not only is Darius a great football player, but he's also an even better producer.
I like to look at myself as a creative person. I like to do like graphics, videos, but I mainly like to make beats. I like to produce, I like to make music. I'm dabbling in musical instruments and stuff like that. I use a software called FL Studio. Whenever I'm not playing football or whenever I'm not doing any homework from Furman, I normally just get on there, cook out a couple beats, just for like a little study break or things of that nature. So. After the study break, I was just chilling. I was like, you know what? Let me see what I could cook up. Made this beat, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So, yeah. As far as what I want to do for after college, I want to be a graphic designer, a UX designer. Basically doing a bunch of graphics for different platforms such as like Instagram, other places like that, and possibly some side jobs as well. So.
In the coming weeks, the Paladins will take on Mercer, the Citadel, and Wofford. But we know Darius won't miss a beat. This is Cole Neely with Nightly News. Back to you, Kaylee.
Thanks, Cole. Hopefully we get to hear more beats from Darius in the future. Don't forget to check out your DINs this week, starting today with softball versus UNCG at 1 and 3 p.m. Men's tennis also will be playing today at 3 p.m. against Mercer. Tomorrow, April 3rd at 10 a.m., men's tennis will be taking on Samford. Women's lacrosse will also be on the field playing Coastal Carolina at 3 p.m. On April 7th, softball will be playing against USC Upstate at 5 p.m. and closing out the week on April 8th will be women's tennis taking on Mercer. As we now enter the purple phase, be sure to take advantage of being able to attend more home games. That's a wrap for this week's sports. Jackie, back to you.
Let's end with some of the best news we've heard all week. Soft serve ice cream is officially back in the dining hall. There will be 2 flavors available weekly, and beginning next week, Furman faculty will be serving it to students. That's all from me. I'm Jackie Faustin, and this is Nightly News. Let's leave you with some wonderful shots of our beautiful campus. Have a wonderful extended weekend.